of bees produce excess honey anyway.
Okay.
Because, and that's a good question, because bees, they are active in the warmer seasons.
Right.
During the cold seasons and winters, especially depending on the climate, they don't go out. Bees don't do cold now.
Right.
If it's more than, if it's under like 55 degrees or so, they ain't tripping. So during the winters, especially if you have relatively cold winters, during the winter time, they don't even go out of the hive. They stay clustered in the hive. They don't quite hibernate per se, but inside the hive, they can have it maintained 90, 95 degrees.
And they eat their own honey.
And that's why they store so much honey, so that when they go into the cold season, they'll have these honey and pollen stores, you see? And as beekeepers, that's why we can't get too greedy in taking all their honey, because they require that
to live. Okay.
Yeah, over the winter. And winters can be deadly for bees.
Right.
You know, that's when the colony dies off the most, during those particular times.
And we're back here with Brother Ghazi and Sister Cheyenne, who are the founders of the Black Homesteaders Conference. So give us some insight. Tell us all about the conference, Brother Ghazi and Sister Cheyenne.
Yeah, so the Black Homesteader Conference, there has been a Homesteaders Conference for many, many years, but this is a space where Black people know that it's for Black people and it is by Black people, so we know that we can be comfortable in this space. We have all kinds of classes here. We have 20-some classes, from beekeeping to hydroponics, aquaponics, permaculture, vermiculture. There's someone teaching how to raise rabbits and use rabbit poop for compost. All kinds of different classes about growing food and about self-sufficiency and sustainability.
Okay. Well, what do you have to say about the conference, Brother Ghazi? What is the most defining moment for this type of conference for you and your family?
We're really just educating our community, empowering our community, enlightening them. We purchased land several years ago, and we was new to homesteading, new to, and what we have learned in terms of growing food, eggs from the chickens, living more healthier, becoming more sustainable. It has been an absolute blessing for us. We want to share that blessing with our community and really show them that we can do it. Where if you got 1 acre or 1,000 acres, if you got a backyard, it's something you can do to grow food. You don't have to rely on the GMO food, all the poison food, fast food. It's something that you can do. So it's defining for us because we love sharing that information to empower our community.
Okay, so was this somewhat like becoming a farmer? Was this a game changer for you all? Because I did read some of your background, and I know that it's definitely different for you.
Absolutely.
So just was this a game changer for you?
Completely. So I'm gonna tell you. So when we first moved down there, she bougie. I gotta put that on record. And so we first moved down there. We come from Arizona, and we was in a suburban house, and it manicured lawns. And she used to that. I'm from the other side of the train tracks, right? And so we came down there. She hadn't seen the place yet in person. We sold the house, we moved down here, and when we first got it, it was raining, it was muddy. Her response was, "Oh, I ain't living here. I ain't living this." She said something else, but she said, "I ain't living there." And so I said, "What?" So she left me here with the dog. I had to find some contractors. And she said, "I want a new kitchen, I want new floors, I want a paint job. I ain't living this thing right here." But now she loved it though. But because she started growing food. When she learned how to grow food and she see little guys out there getting strawberries and blueberries and blackberries from the garden, it makes more sense now. Like, man, we can grow our own food. Now she addicted to growing food. There's food everywhere now, But at first she didn't like it. And I went from the hood life to the good life. And I just came straight and we just jumped into it, and it's been an absolute blessing for us,
That's wonderful. So what are some of your hobbies now that you're here growing food? What type of foods do you grow? And then now I also know you do some canning. So tell us about that.
Yes, so we grow mainly we try to grow what we eat. The first year we were here, we grew things that we didn't eat. Squash is really easy to grow. It was an easy win, but we didn't eat it. So we ended up, I went on Facebook, put a post up and said, anybody wants some farm fresh vegetables? So we gave that away. So we learned from that experience to only grow the things that we actually eat. So I have a 2-year-old. My baby and I are really big on berries. So now we grow blueberries, strawberries, blackberries. I have several bushels of those. We're still growing squash, but just in smaller numbers. We grow broccoli, cauliflower, cabbage.
Tomatoes.
We have a little herb garden. We always have some
Watermelon.
tomatoes. Watermelons grow crazy out here. And so we grow several different things. We're just trying to grow more of what we actually eat.
Okay, good. So now I also saw that not only do you grow veggies, but I saw some farm animals too. What kind of animals do you have out
I'll
here?
let him talk about the
So,
animals.
so we first got in, and it's funny. So we first came and we bought cows. We had a lot of cows with horns on them. I didn't know what these cows eat. I'm on Facebook Live, like, these things eat Doritos? Hey, what these things eat? I didn't know they eat grass or hay. I didn't know that kind of stuff, right? We got some chicken when we first came in. The chicken was full. They was full-grown chicken. They lay eggs every day. I didn't know that. So I go to the little chicken coop. I get the eggs on Monday. I come back Tuesday, just a lot of eggs. I call the man. I say, damn, man, where are these eggs coming from? He said, they lay eggs every day. I say, every damn day? I said, I thought they had to get pregnant, wait 9 months. Thought they look like a woman. They lay eggs every single day. I was blown away. So now I'm eating boiled eggs, fried eggs, barbecue eggs, bacon. I'm egged out because we got too many eggs now, right? So now we selling eggs now. But so we got rid of the cows. We had the sheep. We got rid of them too because we don't want to be no full-fledged farmers. We kept our horses. We kept our donkeys. We kept our chickens, and we want to get some more chickens. We got our ducks. Yeah, got to love our ducks, and we stacking our pond there with more and more fish. But we got fish in the pond. I never went fishing till we bought this property. Never mind, I'll be 52 in a couple of weeks, next week. I never went fishing till we bought this property here. And I'm gonna tell you, the first time I went fishing, you would think I caught Moby Dick. I'm pulling this rail up, I call it damn tadpole, you hear me? And I'm pulling the thing up, the man say, throw it back in too little. I say, we ain't throwing nothing back in. It's my first fish, we eating this old boy right here, right? So I wanted to eat it, and so the animal had been a game change for us. But one thing we learned, when you got a homestead or a farm, you gotta have the right fencing.
Yeah.
Because we first came, we had some rickety fences, and one of the bulls got out. This dude running down the street, and we didn't know what the hell to do. I'm like, calm like a dog, like, I'm like, what am I do with this big old thing? He run down the street. So she got in the SUV, she blocked one side. I had a nephew here, him and his wife, his girlfriend got in their car, they blocked the other side. We had to pull that thing back up in, and I didn't want to kill nobody. It was just something, but we learned a lot about animals since we've been there. Mm-hmm. And we really appreciate our chickens. They produce every day. Between the foxes and coyotes and the chicken hawks, we lost a lot of chickens. But now we know better how to protect them a little more, you know?
Yes, that's right. Yeah, because what...
Now I walk my own land, and ain't no dream no more. Ain't no dream deferred. It's realized now. So I turned up like, man, I'm on 25 acre night, but ain't no barbed wire fence around there. Ain't no guard, ain't no prison guards around here. You know what I'm saying?
Yes,
Yeah.
and it's 25 acres that you own.
Right.
And you can walk freely and do whatever you want
Come
to
and
do.
go.
And
Right.
come and go as you
Yeah.
please.
Our children can walk freely. All children can walk freely through here.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you guys are doing a wonderful thing out here. We've enjoyed ourselves out here. We've learned a lot. We had some, we've been taste tested and everything. So it's just really good. It's a wonderful event, and we're glad that we could be a part of it. And
we thank you
come
all.
out here and witness this with you guys. And thank you for having us.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Thank you.
And now stay tuned. We'll be back with more interviews.
Clear these words, canning and jarring. So they mean the same thing. So it's a lot of times people are like, is it canning or jarring? Which is it? So basically, because they're like, okay, it's in a jar. Why are they saying canning? So canning really stems from the word container or canister, really. So you can contain something in anything. You can contain something in a box. Tupperware, stuff like that, plasticware, or jars. You're containing it. It's a canister, really. It's a jar canister. And then we're calling it a can. It's short for canister. And so people just say canning, but that's the same as jarring. And sometimes I'll say them both in the same sentence. So I wanted to put that out there so you don't get confused. They mean the same thing.
We're with Sister by Nature. How are you this morning?
I'm fine, Queen. How about yourself?
I'm doing good. So, we had a chance to get a look at your canning class, and
Yes,
it was
ma'am.
amazing.
Yes, ma'am. Thank
So just
you.
tell us a little bit more about your canning.
Yes, ma'am. So for the last couple of years, I've been using my social media platform to educate and inspire the masses of the people on the necessity for canning. All right, and so if you're not sure what canning is a way to preserve your food, in jars to last you for an extended period of time. So we're talking about a year and beyond. And so there's many things you can can, fruits, vegetables, meats, even soups, all things that you can can. And so during this time that we're living in with inflation, the scarcity of food, the quality of food, canning is more important than ever.
Okay. So tell me, give me an example of some of the fruits or vegetables that you've canned. So,
Some of my favorites are green beans, red potatoes, carrots, applesauce, jams, a variety of jams and jellies. Navy bean soup is definitely one of the favorite staples that we have in our home. Cannot keep enough of it on the shelf.
so now the soup, and the navy bean soup. What about lentils? Do you do any lentils or anything like
Yes,
that?
lentils as well. So any type of bean you can using the pressure canning method. Like I said, even meats, chicken, chicken, turkey, beef, fish. I don't eat meat, so I really don't can it, but it is something that you can definitely can.
Okay, so what would be the shelf life of a meat that you would can?
Awesome question. So we're talking about 12 to 18 months, it would be at its best. So it's like a Best Buy type of situation. So it's not so much of an expiration, but it will be at its best quality if you consume it within that first 12 to 18 months.
Okay, great. So now let me ask you another question. So why is it so important to you to support events like this?
Oh my God. The list could go on, but it's like the for us, by us, doing for self. And so doing for self is not just an individual. Self is us as a collective people. So myself is my people. And so that's what I see in this. It's like a glimpse of heaven.
Okay, wonderful, wonderful.
It
So
is.
you look at it as, it's holistic.
It is holistic, and it's time for separation. And separation is not a bad thing. Separation doesn't mean you're just gonna live on an island by yourself. Separation is just cleaving onto your own and doing for self. Separating from the outside world, telling you, what you can do, what you can't do. Education, even as far as homeschooling. At homeschool, there's so many different levels of separation and doing for self. Everyone else is doing it, and there's nothing wrong with that.
Right. Homeschool is good.
Yes.
I do understand the concept for that. There's nothing wrong with homeschooling.
Nothing wrong
So now,
with
if you can do something differently for like a younger you, what would you do?
You mean like what would I do for my younger self, something different? I would be more, tell myself to accept my own and be myself at an earlier age. It took me a while to get here, to see the value of accepting myself and being myself, accepting my own and being myself. So that's what I would tell my younger self, because I probably would, and a lot of us, we're trying to fit into this world and this society and who other people say we should be like and look up to. But if we just accept our own and be ourselves, we all be successful.
Well, that's great advice.
Yes, ma'am.
Wonderful talking with you. And
Yes, ma'am.
again, like I said, we really enjoyed your canning class
Yes,
this
thank you.
morning.
And I would be amiss if I didn't say I learned this skill in my MGT class as a result of being a registered member in the Nation of Islam. And so the sisters were given this class from the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan to learn and practice this skill. He has told us to preserve food in our homes, minimum of 3 months, but that was a while ago. And so he's divinely guided. We need to listen to his warning and his guidance.
Yeah, okay. So now, how did you meet Sister Cheyenne?
Oh my God, so yes, I met her. I was in a business program with Brother Ben X, and it was a group of like-minded individuals trying to come up with entrepreneurism and help us get our business on the go. And so her husband actually was in that program as well. And I guess one day his wife said she wanted to learn how to can, and he said, "Oh, there's a sister in my program that does canning." And at that time, I was just starting to do online classes, and so she joined my online pressure canning class, and we just kind of developed a relationship from there. She's into finances and things like that and credit repair, and so I actually tapped into some of her services, and she invited me to come last year. There was an event that she held here, same type of atmosphere with homesteading and things like that, and I came, and so she invited me to come back again to teach the people.
Well, wonderful. We're glad we had the opportunity to meet
Yes,
with
this
you and
was
see
beautiful.
the canning class, and looking forward to seeing more from you. So now, where can we find you?
So I'm on all social media platforms at Sister Colette. So that would be Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, and a YouTube channel, Sister Colette Colette, Colette. You can find me on social media. Also have a website, which is www.canningwithcolette.com, where you can see a variety of my products and services and classes.
All right. Well, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Appreciate your time.
Yes,
and we'll be
ma'am.
back.
Yes, so in growing in small spaces, like I said, if you learn the nature of the plants or the fruits and vegetables that you're striving to grow, do research first, tapping in and investing in people that, maybe have a little more experience. And then the best way, and that's in life, is just getting in there and get your hands dirty. Now, if you don't like your fingernails getting dirty, get some gloves. So what I have here, and what I love to do is, I love to not only use things that are multifunctional, multi-purpose, but I like to repurpose things that you may already have in your house. So, and I like to save my coin, right? I like to save money. So these little containers, I literally get from the Dollar Tree, okay? But you can probably get things around your house right now, and as you are getting into the gardening space and the gardening mindset, you're going to start looking at things differently. You're going to look at a dresser drawer that you haven't used that's probably broken and underlined. You can take that thing up out of the dresser, drill some holes in it, and you can make a container for you to grow food in, right? So it's about repurposing and saving money. You don't always have to go out and buy everything. So.
And we're back with Sister Portia. How are you this morning, Sister Portia?
Doing well, praise be to Allah. Thank you.
Good. So what brought you to this event today?
Well, I got connected with Brother Ghazi and Sister Cheyenne, and I teach classes, gardening basics classes, and I also teach people how to grow food in different spaces, no matter what size space they have. So I saw that they had this wonderful event, and I just reached out to them, and we got connected. And so I'm out here teaching people how to grow food in any size space.
Wonderful. So why is it so important for you to support events like this?
Well, first of all, our people need to be more self-sufficient and doing for self instead of looking for outside sources to do for them what they can do for themselves. Especially in the time that we're living in, where it's food shortages and things like that, it is so imperative for people to learn how to grow food, even if they don't have the space. So it's realistically showing that everybody doesn't have enough space for land or money to get big pieces of land, but everybody can grow some food. So it's imperative that you at least know how to grow food, and then you can learn how to kind of maneuver and accommodate the space that you're working with.
Wonderful. So just give us some examples of some of the foods that you grow, or flowers. What is it? Foods?
Everything.
Okay.
We go all down the list from A to Z. I grow asparagus, which is a perennial, comes back every year. I grow tomatoes, eggplant, cucumbers, green beans, everything that basically I get from the grocery store, I grow myself.
Okay. So you're pretty much all like plant-based. There is no going to the market. Everything that you grow, you eat.
I grow everything that I eat, but I'm getting to the point now in the level where I'm able to just solely eat what I get from my backyard. But I still have to go to the store here and there. But that's the goal that we're setting, taking time and knowing that it's a growing journey and that it's not going to be overnight. So as you are learning and growing your gardening space, I try not to call it a garden. I always say a grow space, because everybody doesn't have a yard. So your growing space, whatever, how small or large that is, I strive to encourage people to grow.
Wonderful. So tell me now, what projects are you working on right now?
I am working on evolving my business. So I just launched my seeds.
Okay.
I have GrowFlow organic seeds right now. So you don't have to go in any more big box stores. You can come to GrowFlow to come get your seeds. They're heirloom and organic, non-GMO. I have so many other services. I have my gardening basics classes that I provide. I have all sorts of other products. I'm about to launch a t-shirt line and so many other different things. But I'm just here to really serve the people. Whatever I see that is a demand for, I try to be the supply when it comes to gardening.
Well, wonderful. It's awesome that you're here, you see the need and you want to support and, and serve the people, because, having that we are a family and, we're here to help each other. Absolutely. It's a great way to be. So now, if you can give some advice to the younger you, what would be your advice to yourself?
My advice to myself would be to have no fear, move fearlessly and understand that everything that I need is inside of me. I know a lot of times me growing up, I question myself a lot. So don't question yourself. Just know that you have everything inside of you and it's sufficient, and you are equipped to do anything that you want to do in life.
Yeah, that is wonderful. Yeah, that's absolutely the truth. You know, you have to believe in yourself.
Right.
Now, if we wanted to find you, where can we find you on social media platforms?
Oh, yes, I'm on Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok at GrowFlow19. You can also find me my website where all of my products and services are www.growflow.biz. I also have my summer planting guides for those of you, even if you're a seasoned gardener. It's kind of a tangible resource to help you while you're out in the garden, to kind of help you to refer to things while you're growing your fruit.
Okay. Well, thank you so much for your time this
you so
morning
much.
and a wonderful class that you taught. We enjoyed it, and
Absolutely.
looking forward to following you on social media and learn more about growing my flow.
Thank you
Okay.
so much.
All right. And we'll be back.